Hey there! So this painting is inspired by the Virgo zodiac. And the colors that I've chosen for the Virgo are greens, browns, and soft whites. And I added some gold in there as well because I thought it would go really well with this palette. And the technique that I've chosen for the Virgo zodiac is my scoop and fold technique. I love this technique so much because you could almost never go wrong with it, and there's lots of room to play around. Now, I have a lot to say about Virgos because I know a lot of Virgos. They're the most detailed, meticulous people you will meet. Of all the signs, I would say they are the most detail-oriented people. They are absolute perfectionists. They love having structure, rules to abide by, and are very hardworking. Virgos have the need to feel needed and helpful. They have a need to take care of other people. I like to call them aggressively helpful. If you are in need of help, and you tell people you need help with whatever it is, chances are the Virgo is going to be the first one to be like, oh my God, how can I help? What can I do? Being helpful to others is what recharges a Virgo. They are very, very selfless to a fault. They spend so much time and energy helping others and taking care of other people, and then often will forget to take care of themselves. And that sometimes is a flaw with a Virgo. By the way, for this technique, you need a thicker consistency. I have all my colors and the recipe for this painting in the description of this video. And I'm using all the paint for this canvas. This is an 18 by 18 inch canvas. And I mixed about 600 milliliters of paint for this painting, which is about roughly 20 ounces. And I want to make sure that I pour all that paint on the canvas so that I have lots of room to spread the painting. Okay, that is my swipe tool. Make sure that is angled. And now I'm going to scoop and fold. I want to get completely underneath those paints. And I want a nice, brisk fold. And as you can see, I'm scraping the paint on my swipe tool on the side of the canvas because we are going to be using that when the time comes to tilt. And scoop and fold. And I'm just going to keep scraping that paint on the sides. None of it is going to show in the composition at the end of the painting. And as I've said in previous scoop and fold videos, this is going to look like one giant mess. But promise you, it's going to turn out pretty awesome. Okay, so a little bit more about Virgos. Virgos can be very micromanagey because they're able to see a lot of details that other people won't notice, but that's just how they are. They pay very close attention to little details, often forgetting the big picture. Virgos could be very set in their ways. So if you walk into a Virgo's house, for example, and they have a specific place for every little thing, if you play a trick on them and move whatever it is when they're not looking, even if it's like a small piece of whatever it is, they will probably notice right away. Virgos are clean freaks. Clean, clean, clean. God forbid there's a piece of dust just lying around somewhere. They will notice and they will clean it up ASAP. Alright, so far in this painting, I'm getting an idea of what the composition is going to look like, and I am loving it. That is the smaller swipe tool that I'm switching to because I can get a little bit more detail with a swipe tool that is smaller. And same thing, I'm just going to scoop and fold and scrape on the sides. scoop, fold, scrape. You want to do the fold with one quick, swift movement. Don't be discouraged if you try this technique out and you don't get it right on the first try. It takes a lot of practice, and I definitely have practiced this a lot. And the little detailed lines that I've gotten so far represent how detailed a Virgo is, even though I'm sure they're going to be way more detailed than I am being right now. Virgos could be what a lot of people think of as being type A personality. They tend to be overly critical of themselves, especially. They are worriers. They're always worried about everything around them. A couple more great things about Virgos is that they are resourceful and great at solving problems. Very efficient in how they do things. Right, I just got just a few more scoop and folds to do before I start tilting. And scoop and fold. And scoop and fold. I'm loving those fine lines. I like how the colors are blending and how they're complementing each other. And that gold is going to look great once this painting cures. And just a few more scoop and folds. And scoop and fold. All right, and now time to scrape all the paint towards the center of the composition. Want to get as much paint towards the center as you can. And time to tilt. All right, now when tilting, you want to make sure you go slowly. So I'm going to go corner to corner. This is the fun part for me, just watching the composition spread. And it really brings the painting to life. And before tilting off the canvas, I like to try to cover the surface as much as I can, because at the end I can kind of look at the whole composition and maybe tilt parts off that I'm not crazy about. I'm going corner to corner, side to side. And now that I actually got most of the canvas covered, I'm going to go to the other side and tilt off that paint that I scraped towards the center. Now with this technique specifically, I do like to tilt kind of in the direction of the lines, because I feel the detail of these lines comes out more when you tilt in the direction of those lines. So once I got most of the canvas covered, then I kind of like to tilt in the direction of the lines. And so far, I am absolutely loving it. Okay, and then I got that last part right there. All that is paint that I scraped towards the center. And as you can see, I'm using all that paint that I scraped towards the center. And at this point, I want to make sure that I don't over tilt, because I've made that mistake several times in the past where I've over tilted and I messed up a beautiful painting. Almost there. And here is the final result. I love how this painting turned out. I like how the colors blended. At the same time, I like those solid lines, and that gold really, really pops. To all my Virgo friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.